Okay, sa mga bad yung connections, you can join the YouTube live stream here. So just an attendance check. Are you there, Chari, Alyssa, Carlo? We have Josh as well. Hello, sige, sige. Hintay lang natin yung count. Tapos, basta. Sige, let's listen the count.
Stuck in my brain.
Ay, ito.
Stuck in my brain. Yeah.
Okay.
Stuck in my brain. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So, welcome back to our our 3D texturing 3D asset scores. So, this is the afternoon sessions. So, hopefully nakapag-lunch kayo, and hopefully also you also tried to do some of the exercises that I demoed before in the morning. If not, that's okay. You have the whole week naman to finish those exercises. So, there's a lot of topics we're gonna cover this afternoon. Pero siguro ang re-require ko lang din to do for you guys is the assignment. But I will explain further then kung paano yung UV mapping after that. Okay, so this is our assignment. Basically, it's you can see it in your Big Sky. So if you take a look at your different assignments, so you hand painted textures and then yung textures using images. Okay, so nakalatag na yung UV maps for you guys dyan. And then sa assignment niyo is texturing a sari-sari store. So basically nakalatag din yung UV maps na dyan. So I want you to focus on creating the images lang, and also maybe if you're gonna create your own hand-painted textures, dun muna kayo magsimula. Okay? So that's our assignment. So let's get started and go forward with our demo. So this is gonna be our final output. So you can change the name of the store if you want. This is all just from Google Images. So, and then this one as well. So nakikita nyo, ang build niya para talagang from mga 3D games na nakikita ninyo. So if you play siguro World of Tanks, Call of Duty, PUBG, etc. So you can see parang ganito yung mga build ng mga houses pag dinadaanan nyo. So you will discover today kung paano tinetexturean yon in terms of images. So if I move to Photoshop, so ito yung kanyang layout. So there are files in our Big Sky for yung mga exercise files. So included is this one, yung para naka-layout. So um, wag muna kayo mag-focus on hold on, si Miss ano? Okay, sige, si Miss B daw lunch. That's okay. Mag-focus muna tayo on creating image textures for your 3D object. So, later on, we'll explore lang kung paano yung layout ng UVs. So, dito, okay, so we have things to collate in Google Images. So, store sign, storefront, and wall, wall, wall. So, one example would be na output niyan would be here, like here. So, yan. So, let me zoom out. So, ito yung ating example. So, I got yung bubong, yung gulong, and then yung gulong sa top, and then mga asfalto or semento, and then the ground, and then yung store, and then the walls. So, let's learn how to collate all of these images and then put them in our texture atlas. So, number one, yung bubong. That was very easy to find. So, pwede natin gawin metal roof texture. So, yan. Maghanap tayo. For example, this one is okay. This one has more characters. So, copy from your Google Chrome and then you paste it. So, once you paste it, it saves in its own layer. So, let's just name this roof. And then, let's place this here. So, be wary lang na if nangyari kasi baka some people, isi-stretch nila yung roof ng pagganon, mangyayari magiging stretch din yung images niyo. So, kadalasan, kunyari pag ganyan, I hold down shift and try to make it the same size as this one. Tapos, I can just stretch it a little bit. Pero pag kunyari ganyan, may gap pa dito, I don't stretch it all the way there. What I do is I duplicate this one. So, shortcuts na Photoshop to duplicating is if you hold down Alt or Option on a Mac naman, and then left click and drag, magduduplicate siya. Okay? So, with this in mind, siguro I can turn down the opacity just to see kung saan siya magka-cut. And then I can use the rectangle tool to just create a rectangle here. And then when I press delete, makakat to. So, let's put this back so 100%. And then I'm gonna press delete para makat to. So now I have my roof. These two layers now, you can actually merge them together by going here and then flatten image or merge layers para isang isang layer lang siya. Next, let's look for a brick wall. So again, search lang brick wall texture. So, hanap lang kayo ng medyo nasa Pilipinas na bricks. Kasi pag kunyari yung red bricks na to parang hindi believable. So, siguro, let's find na parang semento, like this one. So, parang gawa siya sa hollow blocks, diba? So, yeah, I guess pwede yun. Or this one, yung puti. This looks nice then. So, copy. And then, paste natin dito. And then now, you can actually just scale this down. So, ayan. And then, again, ito. So, I don't stretch it all the way like this kasi magsi-stretch ang ating texture. Siguro, hanggang dito lang. And then, I will duplicate it. So, Alt Option, left click and drag. And then, that's our wall. Okay, so, parang hindi masyado maganda. Let's find a better wall. So, parang hindi siya as grungy as I thought. So, mas maganda yung hollow block siguro. Ito, ayun, ito. Ito yung Pilipinas na Pilipinas. So, ma-hollow block siya, tsaka parang may mga grain pa. So, yan, mas believable siguro yan. Let's replace this. Okay. So, basically, paste lang natin yan. Ayan, and then, yan, parang yan yung nakikita ko sa mga, sa Las Piñas or sa ano, Parañaque ng mga streets, ay, mga sari-sari store sa streets. So, ayan, pwede nating lagay dyan. And then, okay, so this is where I will give you some tips. So, let's merge these two together muna. So, click, merge layers. And then, let's cut our bricks to here. And then, siguro at this bottom, let's cut this there para magkaroon tayong seamless. Okay, you will have texture problems like this. So, nakikita nyo to? There's differences. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a trick. Um, Hopefully you have this one if you're using Adobe CC. So we have spot healing brush or healing brush. So spot healing brush, basically it's the stamp tool. So if you did not use the stamp tool before, yung stamp tool kasi, you grab kung saan siya gagayahin, like this, hold down Alt, and then you start painting, di ba? Kadalasan, marami ka pang adjustments para magkaroon ng seamless texture. Pero this one, this new tool here, which is the spot healing brush, you can just use it as a brush. So automatically siya na ang naghahanap ng gagayahin for the stamp tool, and then it blends it together. So all you need to do is just brush it here, brush it down, and i-merge na niya yung ano niyo, yung textures niyo together para maging parang seamless siya. So ito parang nagbumukha lang siyang nag-overlap sa semento. So that's good. Siguro sa taas, I'll just cut that out. This one, and then I'll press delete. And then let's move this up. Okay. So ngayon, I can just duplicate this. Nothing fancy naman na ano. And duplicate this hanggang sa baba. So, ang maganda kasi dito is once you finish one wall, ma-apply mo na siya sa lahat. So, I'm gonna merge all of these layers again. And then I will use the rectangle tool to just cut this over here. So, I'm gonna press delete. Okay, so mukha namang seamless ang ating wall. Mukha namang hindi siya nagsistretch. So, I think we're good. So let's duplicate this wall. So wall 1. And then let's duplicate this. So I'm gonna hold down Alt. So while you're in your move tool, hold down Alt and then left click and drag. And then Alt again, left click and drag. So so far so good. We can stretch this a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so and then dito, it says wall, pero I think this is also the ground. So dito, let's just grab a asphalt ground or ground texture. So There are a lot of websites that offer textures. Or, by the way, if you want to create your own texture pero hindi nyo ipipaint, you can actually use your camera to take pictures of different textures around you. For example, kung gusto mo ng asphalt, punta ka sa labas. Kung meron doon magandang semento, picturean mo, make sure it's flat, and then yun ang gamitin mong texture. So, it makes no difference then. And at least meron din kayong sariling texture library. So, for example, I think what can we use? Siguro ito. Medyo madumi-duming ground. Copy natin and then paste natin dito. So, ito ang magiging ano natin. Rotate natin siya. Ito yung magiging ground natin. And then I'm gonna hold down shift para ma-distort ang ating ground. So, ito ang ground natin. And then, let's go to the storefront. So, let's Google sari store front, and then you'll get a lot of options. So, ang nakita ko while doing this project is this one. So, ito yung front, pero ang problema dito is yung top part, wala siyang dito mako-cover. That's okay. I'm also gonna show you a trick in Photoshop on how to fill in the gaps. So, I'm gonna grab this, then copy it, and then let's paste it over here. So now, let's make this smaller. Let's zoom in a little bit. Ayan. And, ayan. So, um, let's make this ano lang, transparent. So, ang kailangan nyo gawin is this rectangle here, kailangan i-match nyo yung storefront. So, ito yung example natin, diba? Kailangan i-match nyo siya. So, as much as possible, igitna natin siya. So, here, siguro, I'm just gonna make this ganyan. Squish it down. So, I think, yan, okay na yan. And then, like so. Okay? So, let's bring this back up. So, opacity. And let's just grab the rectangle tool to just cut our image textures para mag-fit. Okay? And then, and dikit na siya. Okay, so, you can also grab the stamp tool to stamp this out para at least Coca-Cola siya. So, I'm gonna show you a trick lang. Tignan natin kung gagana. So, if you're not familiar, Photoshop has what we call a content-aware tool. So, normally, if you would do this to erase this stamp, diba? You would grab the stamp tool and then hold down Alt, click this, and then try to stamp this out. Okay. So, that's the manual way. You would do this all day long. Okay. There's a shortcut for this, which is the content-aware tool. So, let's see if it's possible. So, sa content-aware tool, first you need to select the area, like so, over here. So, I'm just selecting this part using the lasso, polygon lasso tool. So, sinelect ko lang siya. Okay? So, hopefully, you're seeing na sinelect ko siya. And then, while your layer is selected, that is also very important. While this Sari Sari store is selected na yung layer, go to Edit, and then look for Content Aware Fill. So hopefully, you're using a Photoshop that already has this. If not, I think you need to go back to the old technique, which is isa-stamp tool mo siya all the way. So, yun lang yung yung difference. Pero yun, so content aware tools, if we click on that, you can see there's a preview window on your right now. You're inside what is called the content aware. And then nakikita nyo, for some reason, wow, parang magically, na stamp tool na niya yung gilid and nakagawa pa ng konting grill detail here. Yan. So, explain ko lang kung ano ginagawa niya. Itong green part, dito siya kumukuha ng source. Okay, so kaya tayo merong parang cage dito kasi kumukuha siya ng source dito. So if you look at your mouse, I hope you can see it. My mouse says minus or negative. So if I click and drag this, babawasan niya yung area na maghahanap siya ng source. So I just don't want that area ng ito, and then mag-change siya to our ano dito. And then another thing na ayaw ko na makita siguro is yung baba nito. So ayoko yan. Gusto ko mag-red lang siya. And then, ayan, hindi siya okay pala. So, I guess, ito na lang ang tanggalin natin. Yan. So, yan, mukhang okay na naman. Medyo forgivable ng ating stamp tool. Kasi I think may red horse dito sa gilid. Let's click OK. And then now, meron tayong extra layer on top of our sari-sari star over here. So, dalawang different layers siya. Pinatong lang siya. So what you can do is just merge these two together, like so. And then maybe you can also cut them using the rectangle tool para lang siya is mas ano siya, mas accurate. So yan. Tapos, those little quirks diyon, pwede mo nang spot healing brush para mawala. And this one too. So si red horse, tanggalin na natin. So, ayan. So, spot healing brush saka content aware tool. Yun yung medyong magagamit ninyo. Okay, so this one as well. So, mind you, hindi rin siya 100% perfect. Sometimes, kailangan nyo talaga pa rin mag-stamp tool like so. So, stamp tool natin ganyan. And I think we have this part na. Okay, so, make sure lang din, yung problema, this is the limitation na wala tayong magagawa is dark yung ano natin, lighting. So, kailangan talaga i-stamp tool to dito para mag-match sa kabila. So, gagawin ko is I'm just tinatanggal ko lang yung dark parts like so. Pinapaliwanagan ko lang. Then after that, I'll use the spot healing brush to blend them together. Oops, oops, yan. So, ayan. So, if you spend more time with this, I'm sure mas mapapaganda niyo pa. Next is how do you extend all of this pataas? So first is I want to have a clear ano lang, texture over here. So yung pipes tatanggalin ko, tapos ito i-extend ko lang doon. So using the stamp tool, I can just extend this forward. Oops. So, na-extend ko lang siya. Like so. And then, also here, tatanggalin ko lang yung pipe. So, tinatanggal ko lang siya. Okay. So, now, let's use the content-aware tool. I'm just going to delete the top part. Parang konting allowance. Okay, so sa content aware tool, I will select the layer, rectangle tool, and then I can just select this part para ma-fill in niya. Okay, so, and then I will go to edit, content aware fill. Once you click that, yan, gagawa siya ng parang preview. Okay, so let's see kung ano nangyari sa ating preview. Okay. Ang problem is, nakuha niya yung buong sari-sari store. So, let's just minus this out, yung ano, everything else. And then, let's just keep the other part of our sari-sari store. So, once you have that, naglo-load na siya ulit. Yan. So, ayan, medyo clear na siya. Okay, so, gumawa tayo ng extra texture sa taas. And then, click OK. And then, let's merge these two layers together. So now, all you need to do is using the spot healing brush. Kung di siya ganun ka-equal, yeah, you have to do a little bit of manual work. Pero at least, konti na lang ang ginagawa ninyo. Okay? So, That is the Sari Sari store front. So ayan. Next is the store sign. So very, very easy. I think we saw one here. So Christine store. So ayan, nakahanap ako ng front store sign. I can just copy this and then paste it. And then let's scale it up like so. And then let's just keep this area sa taas lang. This one, okay? So I'm just gonna invert my selection, select invert, so everything else, and then I'm gonna press delete. So sinelect ko yung sign muna, tas in-invert selection ko para pag ang selected na niya is anything but this sign, and then when you press delete, magre-remain na lang yung sign. Okay? So hopefully you got that. And then let's move this into position sa ating store sign over here. Okay, so let's make this smaller. And then let's stretch it to our store sign. So later on, we'll discover kung ano itsura niya. So next is siguro yung padera. It's quite easy. So let's start with yung gulong na lang. So yung gulong, you can just search for tire, top view. So tires, top view. So I'm trying to look for tires na top. So let's see. So yan, parang medyo nag-hunt din tayo ng mga textures. So ayun. This one is okay. Hanap pa tayo na mas makapal. So I guess ito, this one is okay. Mukha na siya. So right click, copy, and then let's paste it here sa gulong. So ayan, malaking gulong, and then oh wow, it's already transparent. So we have our work cut out for us. Hindi natin kailangan siya i-cut out manually. Okay, so enter natin siya dyan. Don't worry, we'll take out this later. So let's just also create a, for later to black background lang. Let's make a black background. Fill this up. Yan, this black background. So let's hide that first. So we'll turn that on pagtapos na tayo. So dito sa gulong, you need to match lang kung saan yung position niya. So usually I turn down the opacity para makita ko lang kung magma-match na siya. Like so. Yan. And then using the scale tool, you can slowly align yung gulong with the shape ng ating UVs. And then one thing lang, dito kailangan natin i-fill yung gitna ng gulong. So we will use again the content aware fill. So dito sa gitna, kailangan natin siya takpan lang. So while yung gulong layer ko is selected, I'm gonna go down to edit. And then content aware fill again. Once you click on that, yan, ito na yung itsura niya. Click OK. And then now you have two different layers. Again, if you turn this off, ayun siya. Let's merge them together. So click here and then merge layers. So merge na siya. And then last but not the least, sa gulong is yung gulong na stretch or yung gulong yung ilalim at yung taas niya. So here is a good example. And also here. So, kayo na bahala kung ano gusto nyo. We only need naman kasi this part over here, tas we can stretch it. Okay, so, let's maybe, siguro grab na this one nga. Paste this here. And then, ito, pag kunyari, may white background ka, this is what you can do. So, I'll delete this first, yung parang may arrow. And then I can select this using the magic wand, select all of the white, and then press delete. So now, yung gulong na lang siya. And then let's press this, or let's scale this down and then move this here. So, by the way, ang kailangan lang natin yung gitna. So, hindi natin kailangan tong parang naka-curve na ganyan. So, what we can do is just, siguro delete all of the other elements. So let's just keep this area over here. So ang gagawin ko is I'm gonna inverse my selection from this one and then delete. So now we have our tires lang or gulong na nakalatag na ganyan. Okay? So the next thing we need to do is just duplicate this. Holding down Alt or Option, left click and drag, okay na siya. So ngayon makikita niyo meron kayong parang konting overlap. Pero again, we have the spot healing tool or the um, content aware tool. So ayan. So let's try to use that on this. So let's just grab this here, align it, and then merge them together. Merge natin. So, make sure lang din, this one is tricky. Dapat itong dalawa aligned. Ayan. And then, I think kailangan magka-size siya a little bit. Ayan. Ayan. So, I think align na siya yan. So, what we can do is merge them together. Now, we can use the spot healing brush to fix our seams like so. And normally naman hindi masyadong makikita yan for the sari-sari store. So, medyo mafo-forgive ang konting discoloration. Yan. So, that's it. We have our gulong now in our texture. So, next is yung pader. So, this is cement. So, cement wall. Cement wall. So, ayan siya. Let's just grab this. Copy. This one is the easiest one. So, siguro ito. Para medyo may character yung semento. Paste natin siya. Oh, malaki pala niya. And then, let's scale this down. So, ang shortcut to scale is Control-T. Or if you're using a Mac, Apple-T. And then, let's zoom it in. And then, itatapat lang natin siya dito. So, I'm just scaling this down. Dito naman ang semento, I think hindi naman ganun ka grabe ang stretching niya kapag ni-stretch mo a little bit. So, let's just place this here. Place this there. So, ayan. So, ano na lang, message nyo ako sa chat. If I'm going too fast, I'll repeat the procedure again, ha? So, nakikita ko yung chat natin sa Zoom. And also, nakikita ko yung chat sa YouTube. So, just comment away. I think ito magsa-stretch. So, I think this one, kailangan i-duplicate. Ayan. So, duplicate natin to. And then, ayan. Merge this, So, ang shortcut ng merge is Control-E or Apple-E sa Mac. And then, there you go. We have our cement. So, ito lang din. Ito naman parang hindi masyado pinapansin. Well, pinapansin din pero okay, let's just cut this out. Oops. So, ginawa ko this layer, I put it on top of this one. And then, binawasan ko yung opacity para makita ko yung outline. And then, I'll use the rectangle tool para i-drawing yan here. And then, with this area selected, i-invert selection ko siya. So, selection, inverse, and then delete. And then, let's bring this back to 100% opacity. So, ganun siya. Oops. Let's zoom out again. And then, let's duplicate this one. Place that over there. Then, duplicate that one. Rotate. And then place it on our side. So basically, this is the walls. So ano siya? Ito siya eh. If you look at Maya, ito siya. Ito siya over here. Okay? Okay, let's go back to Photoshop. Let's just duplicate this. Okay, so far this is our draft for our first layers and textures. I'm gonna turn on yung black background para matago lahat yung mga ano natin, labels, and then let's see kung ano itsura niya. So, I'm gonna save this as a new texture. I'm gonna save it in my desktop. Uh-oh. Hold on, yan. Desktop, uh, Sari Sari Store, demo. Okay. So, I will save it as a Photoshop file, pero uh, mas madali kung or mas mabilis ang render pag JPEG. Anyway, so I will select all of my objects here and then create a new material. Right click, add new material. Okay? And then I will create a new Lambert. So, para malaman ninyo, Lambert, wala siyang shininess. Blinn is the one used for metallics, maybe glass. Fong in Fong E is used for plastics, and special plastic glass na ano, nagsisi-through. Layered shader, you can put multiple shaders on top of each other. So for example, isang Lambert, isang Blinn, isang Fong, magkakapatong siya like Photoshop. Ramp shader for cartoons. So yung shading ng cartoons. Surface shader is for visual effects. For example, you only want to see the shadows that being cast by your character on the floor. You add a surface shader there. It's the same with use background. So sometimes naman sa surface shader you just want to see reflections, etc. So later on we'll discuss about that siguro in the next meeting. So continuing on, let's create a Lambert and then let's name this Sari Sari Demo. And then let's click on the color checker button and then let's load a PSD file. So let's click on the folder icon and then look for our file which is here, Sari Sari Store Demo. Click open. So yan, makikita ninyo kung anong textures ang nagsistretch at hindi nagsistretch. Again, we had this problem na nagta-transparency siya. So nakikita nyo nawawala. So I'll show you again how to fix this. So to fix this, select all of our objects again and then look at the Lambert shader settings or your materials settings. So here we have a color. Yung color natin is connected to our image. Nakikita nyo, ganyan yung icon. And then here's a transparency. It is also connected. This is the one that we need to break or disconnect. So para maayos to, just right-click on the transparency word and then select break connection. Once you do that, okay na ang ating texture. So dito, makikita nyo may certain areas na nag-twist, nagbe-bend, etc. Dito kayo magsa-start, okay, parang ito kailangan ko adjust, ito kailangan nag-stretch, etc. So far, yung ano natin, gulong is looking great. O kung masyadong stretch ng ganyan, it means we need to squish our textures a little bit more. So, mangyari is, if we select our gulong over here, we need to squish it a little bit more like this para hindi siya mag-stretch. So, if I save this, and then let's select our object, then reload, ayun siya, oh. So, oops. So, again, yung transparency bumabalik. Yun yung problema pag PSD. Parang, I think may bug to sa Maya. Pero yun nga, every time reload your textures, nagre-reapply yung connection niya sa transparency. So, you need to break it again para maayos niya. So, ayan, nakikita nyo, parang mas okay yung ganon, nakasquish. So, kesa kanina. So, what you need to do now is duplicate this one a little bit more. So, ganyan. So, let's merge this one and then use the spot healing brush to seam this, to fix this. So, ayan. And then, let's save this again. Go to Maya and then click on the color settings and then reload it. So, ayan. And then, you're gonna have that transparency problem again. So select all of your layers and then go to your Lambert settings, disconnect transparency, and then there you are. Okay, so now you can actually add lights to your scene. So if you wanna play around with it, so you can create. There's lighting here supposedly. Where is it sa tab natin? And rendering. So you can go to create lights or under your rendering um, shelf, you can just add a few lights like point light, this one, and then press the number 7. Yeah. What you can also do is add a background. So for example lang, kumpletuhin natin yung scene. So let's render this. I'm not gonna use Arnold ha, kasi baka some of you hindi kaya yung PC or laptop. So our Maya software is the default one na walang extra features like global illumination, etc. So pero it's good enough if you're gonna work on games. So ayan siya. And then we can also add another one at the back. And so what's nice about this is pwede nyong dalhin sa Photoshop yan and then lagyan nyo ng background tapos i-color correction siya. Pero ang requirement ko for this assignment is your Maya file and then your PSD or your actually hindi, wag na yung PSD, yung JPEG ninyo of this. So your JPEG of this and then here naman ang nire-require ko is show me the UV editor like this. So ganyan. And then it's up to you kung gusto niyo gumawa ng medyo magandang render with the perfect lights and the shadows. That's also good for your portfolio. Pero yun nga, ako I'm looking for yung what it looks like here and what it looks like here. So JPEG at saka screen grab nyo in Maya. Okay? So time check so that I can place this as YouTube chapter. So 42 minutes and 35 seconds. Medyo matagal-tagal na rin pala. So let's just type in 00. So 42 minutes 35 seconds. Start of UV explain. And then I think we started at 04 minutes. 4. Yun natin. So yeah, mag YouTube chapters na yan. Okay, so with that in mind, there are a few things lang na I didn't get a chance to explain last meeting. Pero Sir Dan was able naman to show you yung mga advantages of using projection and Hypershade. So let me just explain with you some key concepts. Okay, so the projects we're doing here is actually our day one dapat. So I apologize if I wasn't able to attend our day one, pero kaya naman natin ihabol to. Okay, so we're gonna move on to day two. So don't worry, this one I think is skip na natin yung modules nito. Pero para sulit naman ang information na makuha nyo from this course, I will just discuss kung ano yung key concepts for these kinds of modules. Okay, so I think Sir Dan already showed you kung paano tong serial. And then, did you know that this same technique can also be applied to this kind of scenes naman on your right, which is parang maliit na city. Okay? So, and that same technique then can also be applied to for games na. So, akala nyo lang na ang simple ng concept nito pero it's the same concept as if you're gonna lay it out in kunyari, game asset na tank like this one. Okay? So, sa UV mapping, okay, so sa UV mapping, diba, ang pagka-explain ko sa inyo, it's like, gumagawa ka ng regalo, tapos yung image mo, either pinaint mo yan or kinolate mo yung images, tapos nilayout mo sa Photoshop, yung nilagay mong image na yon, magra-wrap siya around your object. So, kung paano siya mag-wrap, yun yung UV wrapping. So, um, ito yung advantages of low poly modeling texturing. So, this is a video ng mga low poly models for games. So, let me just play this. So, ayan, this is a model of a plane. Pero if you can see, yung model niya is super simple lang. So, walang controls ang ano. So, ito speedboat naman, nakikita nyo. Pero if you look at the model, it's very, very simple lang. Ito yung sinasabi ko rin if you're in my 3D modeling class. Minsan, ang modeling naman is just tagos-tagos. Basically, different shapes, you put it together, tapos tinatagos nyo lang. Kasi once you know texturing, you don't need to actually make it into one seamless mesh. It's actually easier to texture pag hiwalay-hiwalay siya. So, kung naniniwala kayo dati na kailangan iisang mesh lang lahat, tapos naka-fuse siya together or naka-merge together, that's not true. Pwede siya hiwalay-hiwalay lang. And I've seen it done sa industry, sa mga professional scenes, sa mga professional film and game mga backgrounds and environments. Okay? So, this is some examples of it. I don't know how to fast forward this. Let's see if I can fast forward this. Hmm. Yan, so, yan, ito yung building nakikita ninyo. At least yan, umabot na tayo. Ang basic lang ng shapes, pero mukha siyang buo. This is all because of just texturing. Okay? So, ayan. So, para din mapabilis na, let's move on to the example. So, let me just open that example over there. So, building demo. There you go. Everybody okay so far? Are you guys still there? Baka tulog na kayo, ah. Okay, sige, sige. Okay, you don't have to do this module, which is kasi this is my bad kasi ako absent, so that's okay. Pero I still want you to learn this kasi very, very handy siya. So, and this technique can be applied to any 3D software, not just Maya. If you use Blender, you can do this as well. If you use Cinema 4D, you can use this as well. How do I pick which software I would use? The answer is kung saan ang pinakamabilis at makakatulog ako or makakapaglaro or makapagbakasyon. So, there are times na mabilis ang Maya, there are times mas mabilis ang Cinema 4D, there are times na mas mabilis at mas maganda ang render ng cycles ng Blender. So, ganun ka mag-choose. Pero, for Maya's naman, for Maya's parang workflow, so this is our building. Okay, so normally, uh, you, you you have all of this. So if you press 5, it's just a normal cube, normal plane, tapos inusog-usog mo lang. So yung plane lang to, basically, kinuha ko yung isang edge, like so, tapos in-extrude ko lang siya. So edit mesh, edit mesh, extrude, then just pulled it up, tapos yun yung sa kabila. So, hopefully, gets nyo naman yung modeling nito. It's very, very easy. So, sa simula kasi, let's igulo-gulo natin yung UVs. So, guguluhin ko lang, i-reset ko lang ha. So, automatic. There you go. So, gulo-gulo ang UV. So, kadalasan, pag gumawa ka ng cube, ganito yung itsura niya. So, hopefully, you can see this side by side. Pag gumawa ka ng cube, or sphere, or you're modeling in an environment, for example, you added more extrusions here, like so. Extrusions here. You bevel this. Extrusions, like so. Yan, extrusions na ganyan. pansin ninyo, yan, lalong gumugulo ang UVs dito. So, yung UVs dito, yun yung kunyari kung paano lumalapat ang image. Okay, so, kanina, nakalatag ng UVs, tas nilalagay lang natin yung images. Ngayon, baligtad naman ang gawin natin. Ang UVs ang i-match natin sa images natin. Okay, um, so ito yung image natin, kailangan natin i-match dito. And then, yun nga, gagamit tayo ng iisang texture lang. So, if you want to see kung paano yung texture nito, mabilis lang, papakita ko sa inyo. So, para at least makita niyo rin. So, yung building PSD, ganito lang siya. So, how did I know kung paano siya i-layout? I didn't. I just want to see the front na may window siya, like so. And then side, etc. So, this one, I think iba ata yung na-apply ko dito pala, no? So, dyan mas one by one. So, this one, hold on. This one, we can actually try this one. So, save natin siya at i-apply natin to our object. So, save natin siya, building PSD text. And then, I'm gonna make this JPEG para hindi na natin siya i-worry about yung transparency. And let's apply that to our Maya. So, we'll discard this texture, and then we'll add a new texture to be applied on all of this. So we're gonna see how powerful Texture Atlas can be. So I'm gonna add a new Lambert, and then asan yung ating ano? Delete natin yung history kasi I think marami na ako nagawa. And then there's Lambert 4. So Texture Atlas. Atlas lang, small caps lang. Okay, so let's apply our texture file in our color. And then we have our texture over here. So gulo-gulo-gulo siya, diba? And then if we press 7 or 6 pala, gulo-gulo din siya. So try natin siya ayusin isa-isa. So let's pick on this muna. Okay, so we have what we call UV projection controls. I think yun yung tinuro sa inyo ni Sir Dan. So you created parang a serial, I think, when I watched the video. So, same lang din. Ako naman, I have a different technique. Baka naman, isi-share ko lang sa inyo, baka magustuhan ninyo. So, ako, I select each face. Kasi kung paano atake ko, ganun din atake ko sa pag-wrap ng Christmas gifts. So, minsan kung i-weird yung shape ng harap ng gift, I literally cut out ko anong shape nun, tapos ididikit ko siya and then put scotch tape. So, and then itatago mo na lang siya. So, yun yung technique ko rin. So, I grab one face over here. Pero since, I grab one face over here and then I will use the orthographic views. So, to use the orthographic views, teka lang. I hope you can see on your left. Let's make Maya a little smaller para kita ninyo. So, this one on your left, I'm gonna grab my orthographic views, and then I'm gonna pick the front view. Why? Kasi I will use the UV projections dito sa front view. So if I press 6, yan siya. And then I will go to UV. So let's zoom in para makita ninyo. And then I will use planar. So planar, parang whatever is selected in front of you, ikakat niya. So ikakat niya ganyan. So and then select camera, and then I will apply it. So why camera? Kasi I want to use the front view camera. So if I click apply, ngayon this is now projected parang as is in your image, like so. So parang ganyan siya. So all you need to do next is using the moves, rotate, and scale tool. Oops, sorry. And you move it into location or move it into position. I'm sorry. So ayan. So let me just zoom in over here. And then minsan mahirap siya i-manipulate pag as 1. So, minsan, kakalas ako. Yan, kakalas ako. And then, I'm gonna right-click ako and then I'm gonna choose UV. So, dito, talagang pipilitin ko na lang siyang iusog doon. Like so. So, nakikita nyo na ayos siya in my front view. But if we also go to our perspective view, umaayos din siya. So, ayan, parang gumawa ka ng yung front part ng ano mo, face mo, kinat-out mo, tapos dinikit mo siya dyan. So, ang maganda rin dun is, kunyari, kasi pwede mong gawin isa-isa to eh. Pero pwede ka rin magpatong on top of each other. So, meaning, kung kung pare-pareho naman to, kunyari pareho silang side view, pwede mo sila select both, tapos isang tagusan na plane na projection. Uh, so let's go to our four views and then sa side, let's maximize this using the space bar and ayan siya. So, tandaan nyo na we can actually select this one by one, pero as a shortcut, since parehas lang sila ng direction, pwede natin select both, tapos isang planar na lang sila para mabilis din. So, para ano rin kayo, mag-start kayo maging more efficient. So, these are our two faces. Let's click apply. So, make sure again you're set to camera. And then, ito na ang ating side. If you press the letter 6, makikita mo ito na siya. So, ngayon, I can just scale this down. Tapos, i-match sa ating image over here. So, yeah. Pag na-click mo sa labas, don't worry. Just right-click, select UV, and then whatever you select here, kasi magkapatong yung dalawang UVs natin, you can just move this to match it, like so. Okay? So, ayan. Okay. So, last but not the least is yung back natin. So, pansinin nyo, sana kanina pala, nung sa front pa lang, sinabay na rin natin. Pero, well, since yung back naman, wala naman siyang pinto, siguro pwede natin siya ipatong on this part naman. So, here, at least you can see, maganda na yung projection niya. You can actually still go to your front view, tapos gawin yung projection. Pero since ito okay na yung kanyang layout, nakikita nyo, we can just literally just move it into position. And then we can just select the UVs para ma-plot siya. So, if you take a look here, yeah, minimove ko lang siya into position. No deal. So, ang next na lang is, sir, bakit andyan din yung texture ng mga fence and texture ng mga rows, etc.? Kasi we will be using one texture pero multiple objects. So, before we go into that, let's copy our UVs from this building. Sige, wala pa pala tayo sa top. Pero we can copy the UVs from this building to this building. But before we do that, let's just finish up on the top view. So sa top view, let's do a planar. I think okay na to. And then let's just move this here. So, and then right click, UV. So hopefully you guys are following me. Wala naman sigurong in shocked. This looks easy naman to do, diba? So, kayang-kaya. To transfer your UVs to another, you have to be sure, number one, pareho sila ng model, as in 100% pareho. Pag hindi sila 100% pareho, hindi makakopy yung same look from here to there. So, it's only possible pag parehong-pareho sila number of polygons, parehong-pareho yung, kunya, in-extrude mo dito, pareho din dito. So, once you make sure na ganun, select the original, select kung saan magka-copy, and then go to, where is it? Transfer. And so, mesh, transfer attributes. Okay? So, go to mesh and then transfer attributes. Click on the option box. So here, I've set it to component. And then I think this is the default one. So, set to component, vertex position off, normal off, UV sets all, color sets all. So basically normal, kumbaga default to lahat. And then click apply. And then there you go. So that was too fast. Punta ka sa mesh. Yun nga, transfer attributes. Ang pag-select is dapat yung original. And then hold mo yung shift. Select mo yung ano, i-copy. Then transfer attributes. And then once you click apply, ayun na siya. Copy na siya. Once you select this building din again, parehong-pareho kayo ng UV. Alright? So next, okay, sir, paano natin naman ito gagawin sa taas? It's the same thing as the way we did it sa building. So for example, we want this part over here, yung mga faces over here, onto our, so I'm just going to my top view. So for example, these faces over here need to show this street texture. So to do that, I'm gonna go to my top view, like so, and then I'm gonna use a planar projection again, and then I'm gonna set it to camera kasi I wanna use this top view. If I project it, ayan ang aking top view. Let's go to our perspective. So ayan. And then we can just literally move this to position sa ating image. And then makikita na natin ang road. Oops. Ayan. Medyo delicate yung pagka-move niya. And then ayun na siya. So, that's ayan yung road. So, nakikita niyo. So, next, ito naman is our asphalt or our ground. So, pwede mo select lahat. So, I can press the letter 4 para makita siya in wireframe view. So, right-click and faces. So, I'm just going to select everything in this part and then deselect this one. I'm gonna hold down Shift para ma-deselect siya. So, I just selected all of the faces here. And then I can go to my top view and do a UV planar projection again. Pero this time, alam natin, ito yung projection natin, diba? Alam natin meron tayong buntot dito. So, to fix that, meron tayong UV relax. So, under UV set tools, how do you get that out again? So, tools, teka, unfold, ayan, sorry. Under your UV editor, go to tools, tapos there's what we call UV unfold. Once you do that, ay, nag-unfold ba siya? Nasaan na siya? Ayun, sorry. This is why sometimes I hate Maya. They name the same things. So you're looking for unfold. So don't go to tools, go to modify, and then use this unfold, not the other one. So teka. So modify, unfold. Why? Kasi tiba meron tayong, nakikita niyo dito, ito, may usli tayong ganyan. Pag pinatong na natin yan sa ating image, yun yung dapat iwasan nyo sa UV mapping. Kailangan walang nag-intersect na ano. Or else magkakaroon distortion. So, let's click on unfold. And yun yung nakikita nating extra gap dito. Yan. So, lumabas na siya. So, ngayon, pwede na natin select yung UVs natin. Oops. No. Yan. Okay, let's deselect things. I think may na-select ako. Yan, UV. So I have everything here. Wait lang ha. I think I turned on something. Yeah. And then let's move this here to the side. What happened? What did I select? Okay, so let's just move this here. That is weird. What did I do? Okay. So na-unfold na natin siya. UV. Okay, that was weird. Kung naman na-press ko. Weird. Anyway, so we're moving it into position again. So, scaling this down. If I press 6 on here, nakikita nyo nagmamatch na siya. So, yeah, you're just now also moving things into position. Like so. So, I won't be super accurate para mabilis lang yung ating demo. And there you go. So, now, all we need to do is just the fence. So, yung fence, if I press 4 again, it's just these faces over here. So, I can just select them. I can go to my front view here. So, ayan. So, front view siya, diba? And then I can use yung UV planar again. And then make sure it's set to camera. Then project. So, pagka-project mo, it's already here. So, again, you just move these things in position. So, let's see it here. And you're almost done. Oops. Ayan. So, yan. This is the other way around yung ginawa natin. So, meron tayong image tapos tinatapat-tapat natin. So, ayan. Just in case sa sari-sari store you have difficulty. So, this is now our scene. So, pwede ka ngayon mag-explore like this, or you can actually grab this, group them together, duplicate them, create another bunch, and then duplicate them, create another bunch. So, ayan, that is UV mapping. So, later on next week, we'll tackle mga advanced UV mapping techniques na that will feature, for example, yung pag-UV map ng mga tanks like this one. So, this one siguro we won't be doing the tank na. We don't have enough time, but we will be doing yung weapons. So, I'll show you that. So, for day 3, it's under bonus project eh. So, I hope wala na kayong questions on this one. Very clear. I'll show you the weapons kasi baka hindi ko ma-save to. So weapons naman, excuse me. Ito yung itsura niya. So, sorry, hindi niyo nakikita pala. So, ito yung weapons. So, next week, ito lang. So, we don't have enough time for sa sa tank. Excuse lang eh. But, this one is actually the same, the same technique. Pero at least natatry nyo na yung actual hand nyo in kung paano mag-texture sa games. So, this model's actually totoong model from games. Tapos, itong texture na to talagang totoong textures for games. So, nakikita nyo hand-painted texture lahat. So, ayan. So, based yun sa technique na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. Ang tatry nyo i-master is kung paano mag-UV map nito. Kasi, magkakaibang skills yun eh. May isa expert sa pag-UV unfold. May isa naman expert sa pag-paint. May isa naman expert sa pag-model ng mga maliliit na ganyan. So, magko-collab talaga kayo with games. Okay? So, with that in mind, i-close ko na itong session na to. Medyo 1 hour na rin. And then I'm gonna open the floor for question and answers for you guys. Okay? So, I'm gonna end the live stream. So, if you need more information, tas may nakalimutan kayo, you can always go back into this YouTube live stream. So, I'm ending the live stream now.